Here's what's coming up this hour on today's experience. The complexity of oops. Yep, the complexity of oops. Also, have we considered destroying people's fears? That's good. And our hope lives forever. Welcome to the David Spoon Experience, local, national, and heavily talk. Here's what else we're looking at during the show. Lessons for surviving, living, and prevailing. Politics, entertainment, and current events. Personal revelations, spiritual observations. My life's insanities, and oy so much more. Hey, we're asking you. What do you think? Give us a call, 972-445-0770. 972-445-0770. Any topic is open for conversation as long as we keep it cool. I mean, that's really what it's all about. Just keep in mind, it's not professional radio. It's just radio. It's a cross between Steve Martin, Sean Hannity, and Focus on the Family. So buckle up, little campers. Here we go. Couple things to throw at you and roll at you, and then we'll get into the sponsorship. I want to make this a little easier for our very own Wonder Julie, trying to cram in a ton of stuff all at once. And that is not easy because she's trying to get all this stuff done for all these people. Let me tell you something, not an easy thing. So let me just make everybody's day a little brighter just by saying it's National Garlic Day. So if you really feel like you want to have some bad breath, just tell the person I ate garlic. And they can understand it, and there won't be a problem. We did get confirmation for next week. Spencer Brown's going to be on our show on Monday from the Young American Foundation. He had a few things to say at a college campus, which then the college campus went boing, boing. They went nuts. And so he's going to be on the show. And then on Wednesday, we're going to have James Rosen on the show. So that's pretty cool. I'm pretty excited about that. I do want to make a brief comment about the Trump scenario because I don't have to make a long comment. And I'm going to do a plug on purpose because you can get mad at me as you want, but I have this on videotape, on record, just so you can know. So what I had said 30 days ago was that when the Mueller report comes out, okay, not just Barr's review of it, but when the report comes out, that the Democrats were going to say, see, we told you, not really collusion, but obstruction of justice. The Republicans are like, hey, that just shows everything is fine. There was going to be no change on either side of this whole issue. But I did give a caveat or a prophetic word, not as a prophet from the Lord. Okay, did you get that? I do not come in the name of the Lord in this prophecy. Approximately 20 years ago, this time, they were able to convict Bill Clinton on perjury on obstruction of justice 20 years ago. If you don't think the Democrats have a long memory, you are nuts. They are thinking we're going to get Donald Trump some kind of payback, some kind of Clinton payback. Who knows if that's what they talked about on the TARP in Phoenix, Arizona. Who knows whatever's going on. All I know is that they're going to do their best to impeach Donald Trump, which will result only coming from the House. The Senate will vote it down. It will be dismissed. It won't have any bearing on his presidency, and it will not affect his reelection, to be honest, no matter how they pull it off. But they're going to try. And if you don't think they're going to try, you're just not getting it. It comes from Star Trek. You didn't know politics came from Star Trek? And the Star Trek quote obviously comes from earlier Greek literature. But remember that revenge is a dish best served cold. So you can just count on that coming down the pipe. I'm just telling you right now. We'll see if that happens. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. If I'm right, I'm right. Right. We'll see what happens. I have been wrong in these things before, but I have a feeling this one's going to go all the way. They're just going to, impeach, and then it'll get shot down. And it's all that it's payback. All right. Shout out to Wade Chessman. We're going to be talking to Wade next week in regards to coming on board as one of our sponsors. Also, shout out. We've got a shout out to Natalie. Natalie is coordinating a plumbing company, and then we also have an air conditioning company that we're working with. So we're working with some different companies to come on board. But let's talk about the sponsors that we do have. Wishing them, of course, a very blessed Easter time. Let's start off with our roof man, because the roof is over all things. So we're going to talk about John. Very simple. It's if you were in any of the rainstorm, got any hail, you want to have your roof checked. You want to have a free inspection. You don't want it to cost money to have somebody check your roof, right? You want somebody to come over, check your roof out. If there's any damage, let them tell you. If there's not any damage, let them tell you that. All right. You want somebody that will be honest enough to tell you the truth. If there is damage, that can be repaired or replaced, often zero money out of pocket. You want to talk to John about this at theblessedroofingcompany.com. Theblessedroofingcompany.com. 469-BLESSED. 469-BLESSED. And this is the time. I got to tell you, I cut my yard, I think, for first time in 18 years. And now I've noticed that the rain has come. And I was thinking, I got a couple weeks. I can wait before I have to cut it again. And now I guess there's more rain coming next week. And you guys get a lot of rain. Just saying, I'm just telling you. Until I get more Texized, that's what I'm calling it, then I'm just going to talk in the terms that I'm talking. Look at it this way. In Michigan, we have more crimes. That's one way because I came out of Detroit. See, that's fun. All right, 469-BLESSED. Free inspection. Talk to John. Let him know you heard it on the show. He's already got some deals taking place from us. We want him to have more because we want the Lord to bless him for being a sponsor of the show and for supporting the ministry. Also, right on the heels of that, our very own special gal, not Hawaiian, Pamela Melchione. I love it. 817-505-5541. How many Christian shows do you get to play that on? How many times, how many times as a Christian, as somebody who works in these different, how many times do you get to play that song back? Like never? There you go. Pamela Melchione, not just doing real estate because she's bored, which is good. It's a good thing. She's doing it because she loves to do it. She loves to partner. She has always worked on referrals. And I have another real wonderful gal, Deb, who does that for us, or who does that as well, who helped my wife and I when we first got here. She's Aunt Deb, we call her, just so you can know. Anyway, these are people that work on referrals. Pamela is sponsoring the show so that she can support the ministry. I like that. I think that's cool. 817-505-5541. 817-505-5541. Now, right now, she has blessed-realty.com, but she's just purchased the blessedrealtycompany.com, and they're building the site. So she wants me just to let people know what's going on and just be in prayer for them too, for her too. And if you have any questions, no cost, no anything involved, she'll be glad to answer and do the best she can to help you out. All right, let's start off with a little bit of a trivia question. I just want to get that going, then I'll tell you the complexity issue. Trivia question, very simple. And keep in mind that because we're going to break in about 3 or 4 minutes, there's a possibility that if you call in, you'd have to wait a little longer. So I even encourage you, if you have the answer, not if you look up the answer in Google. Okay, anybody can do that. Who are you robbing? You're robbing yourself. Don't do that. You're welcome to call us 972-445-0770. Here's the question. The second most mentioned name in the Bible after Jesus. Jesus is the number one name between the Old Testament and the New Testament. With Jesus' name is mentioned more than anybody. Who's second? Who's second? Bonus question. About how many times? That's a toughie. But let's just go with that. 972-445-0770. Let me tell you what happened. Perfect. I'm driving down the road. We got 3 minutes. Watch how perfect this is. I'm driving down the road. I'm in my car. Right? You know, I have the Bluetooth, right? I'm supposed to have Bluetooth. In California, you have to have Bluetooth. So you got Bluetooth. I got so much Bluetooth. My teeth are blue. That's how much Bluetooth I have. I'm driving down the road, and I say, Alexa, where is this? And the response is, I'm sorry, I'm not connected to the internet. And I'm like, Alexa, where is this? I'm sorry, I'm not connected to the internet. And I have my map on for somewhere else, but I'm trying to figure out where this secondary location is. So you know what I say again? Alexa, where is this location? I'm sorry, I'm not connected to the internet. Now, it's at that point where nobody will confess this as a Christian, but it's at that point where you have certain choice words for technology, even to the point of calling technology names. Okay, I know I'm the only Christian to ever call your technology a name when it doesn't work, and I'll take the rap for that for between now and when the Lord returns. But the reality is, you know how long this went on for? 5 minutes. You know what I did? I turned on and off my phone 3 times. Guess what the problem was? Are we down to a minute? Because this is classic. Yeah, about 2. Guess what the problem was? In my car, I have OK Google, not Alexa. It'd be amazing, wouldn't it? Because I was sitting there going, Alexa, Alexa, Alexa. Why? Because my son bought me Alexa for the house. By the way, I did disconnect it so it can't record my stuff. But in the car, I'm thinking, Alexa, Alexa, Alexa. And my phone is like going, who's that? What are you talking about? So, like, by the time I got around to figuring out what was going on, I went, okay, Google, and I'm pretty sure okay, Google went, well, it's about time you figured that out. It's like, wow. Technology. Love it? Nah, not so much. Anyhow, you're listening to the David Spoon Experience right here at KAAM 770, the Christian station here in Texas. Short break. We'll be back. Don't go anywhere.
It's incredible, and it's never been done before. And you can be the first person in your neighborhood to win.
What is it?
It's a contest.
How do I play?
It's simple, and there's 3 ways to win. You can go to Facebook, type in David Spoon Media, and on any Facebook post, type in the word Jesus in the comment section, and it's free. You can also send an email to davidspoonmedia@gmail.com and write the word Jesus in the subject line. Or you can go to YouTube and give a comment on any video, but you have to use the word Jesus. This is your chance to win, and it's free.
What do I win?
You can win 100 thank yous right on air. It's incredible. It's unbelievable, but it's only for a limited time. Enter now. Here's a taste. Thank you for listening to the David Spoon Experience.
Like any person searching for answers, I too have wondered about him. He has a weird sense of humor. If people are seeking wisdom and insight from the great teachers around the world, would they go to David? No, I don't think so. Those big ears really don't help. Will people enjoy his perspective on culture, politics, food, sports, and local and national news? I don't know. He's just a client. Tune in to the David Spoon Experience weekdays at 2 on KAAM.
What is the David Spoon Experience? Well, all amps are louder. Because you see, ours, normally an amp goes from 1 to 10, see? But ours, they go to 11, see? So ours are 1 more. They're louder. See? So you turn them all the way to 11. All the way up. They're louder. I have saved the best for the last, because I know almost what I am doing, but not quite.
The David Spoon Experience. The Christian faith is being attacked. 50 years ago, people would disagree with Christianity, but with a sense of respect. Those days are over. The rage, the flesh, the enemy, and the atmosphere of sin is growing and growing. Jesus said in Matthew 24, the love of many will grow cold. And if it's not the end now, it's certainly a lot closer than it was yesterday. You may be from a Baptist background. David Spoon has that. You may have a Pentecostal background. He has that too. You may have a non-denominational background. Yep, he's got that as well. You may be from the Church of Christ, Presbyterian, Methodist, Church of God, or some other denomination. But if you're looking for a show that's Bible-based, Spirit-led, and a bit nutty, give David a listen for a while. If you like it, great. If not, no worries. The David Spoon Experience. Weekdays at 2 on God Country, Texas. 770 KAAF.
Welcome back to the David Spoon Experience. Thank you for joining us here at KAAM 770, the Christian station here in Texas. I want to let you know a couple of things. We do have a question on the table. The question is, what is the second most mentioned name in the Bible after Jesus? So we're talking Old and New Testament. What is the second most mentioned name? If you think you know the answer, this would be a good time to call 972-445-0770, 972-445-0770. Facebook, if you want to make a comment regarding the show, it's encouraging. In case you didn't know, when you have like a Facebook site and somebody writes a little note saying, hey, enjoyed the show, it encourages people. There's probably as much reward in that, in the context of you get that signpost that you're heading in the right direction. And so that can be a blessing. So Facebook, David Spoon Media, YouTube, David Spoon Media. I have something up there from yesterday, which had to do with biblical love versus worldly love. And then this morning I put something up for Easter. I actually recorded it yesterday because I thought about it all afternoon on the way home. On my really short drive, when I got in my car and puttered down the road, but. So just want to let you know there. So you can go YouTube, David Spoon Media, Facebook, David Spoon Media website, davidspoon.com. That is going to be changing, just to let you know, on the website, because we're making some changes. We do have our bumper sticker out now. He created the universe. He can write a book. Always cool to have something like that along those lines. All right, did somebody call in to order a pizza? Yeah. No, but that's a very good guess. That is an excellent guess, but I'm going to tell you. And you could get away with that if you weren't using Israel as a nation and then Israel as the person Jacob. So therein lies that kind of stretch right there. Yeah. So that really close, but no. Really close, but no. We'll keep it open for a little bit, but thank you for calling in. I appreciate it. 972-445-0770, 972-445-0770. Don't let me forget to give the answer, because I did that one time. I exited and somebody was like, what was the answer? Like, whoops. That's an excellent point. Next week, so we're going to have somebody filling in for you for a little bit. So that means that if we will prove that it is not a professionally run show, right? I think that's awesome. All right. And I thank you for that ahead of time. So I do want to say, we did mention something about, people abusing how the truth is used. I did have I did not know this. I'm just telling you, you either have to believe me or you don't. But remember, I mentioned yesterday, I don't think it's appropriate for people to be in the back, like shouting at the mayor guy, Sodom and Gomorrah, Sodom and Gomorrah. I guess Franklin Graham also said the same thing. And I would like to say, well, gee, you can compare me to Franklin Graham, but he's got a nicer haircut. So you can't do that. So anyway. No, I think there's a good point there. You don't just sit there and scream things like that. That doesn't, I don't know. I can't really see Jesus. He's at a Dallas, Green Bay game. I just don't see Jesus going something negative about the Packers. I don't know. It's just not the way to do it. It's just the wrong way to do it. Okay, this is my thought. Don't get upset with me. Well, get upset with me. I don't care. Yeah, you have to forgive me, because if you don't, you're in trouble. I could show you 4 different passages on that. I want to talk about have we considered, because we're going to talk about Easter the next segment after that. And this is not a very complex element, but it is a struggle that I have. It's a struggle that Israel had. It's a struggle that the disciples had. And in fact, sometimes when I go through the struggle, it reminds me that I am a human being trying to walk in this fellowship with God, understanding through the life of Jesus Christ as defined in Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, and led by the Holy Spirit, understanding Acts through Revelation, going to Acts and Romans and 1st, 2nd Corinthians, and Galatians, Ephesians, Philippians, Colossians, 1 Thessalonians, 2 Thessalonians, just going through the process and absorbing the truth which God has given me. I find myself in a lapse position. I don't know if you've ever encountered this yourself, but I seem to encounter it more than I would like. And it really comes out of a portion where Jesus is rebuking a city because the city in and of itself was not responsive to his activity. And I don't fear. I get concerned that I do this too often. And perhaps you can understand when I read the passage. This is out of Matthew chapter 11, verse 23. And you people of Capernaum, will you be exalted to heaven? No, you will be brought down to the place of the dead. For if the miracles I did for you had been done in Sodom, it would still be here today. I assure you, Sodom will be better off on the judgment day than you. Now, I read something like that, and your brain starts to think about all these different things. Like, first of all, Capernaum was a city that was kind of set up high, so their attitude was nobody can get to us, and that's where the whole, exalted to heaven kind of thing comes from. But Jesus said 2 things. One, he goes, it'd be better off, Sodom would have responded better than you did, which is not a compliment, okay? Sodom would have responded better than you. You guys are really bad, right? But here's what he said that caught my attention. For if the miracles I did for you had been done in Sodom, it would still be here today. And while this translation takes a little liberty, and I'm not going to deny it does, in the Greek, in the breakdown of the Greek, you are absolutely enabled to understand that Jesus is saying these miracles that I've done on your behalf. And what it makes me review is how many miracles God has done for me and how I don't remember it or acknowledge it. And because of it, for me, I don't expect the good result that I'm hoping for in the Lord as much as I fight the fear of a bad result. It's not that I don't have hope, and it's not that I don't have confidence. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying I fight within myself, kind of like the flesh and the spirit kind of mentality, that the Lord has never failed me, and I think every Christian could say that earnestly and honestly. But I fight the fear of something tripping up or me being so far off that he's not going to bless it because I'm an idiot. And that's a genuine Christian process. I think that's part of that sanctification process. Remember, you're saved in the past tense judicially. You're in a practicality sense being saved right now, being made to look like Jesus, and then you will be saved when we're completely delivered from the presence of sin and evil. The idea behind this is Jesus is saying, I did a lot of miracles, I did a lot of works, and if the things that I had done for this group had been done, in things that I'd done for you had been done in this group, they'd have responded better. I concern myself that I don't respond better. Because the Lord has never failed. He's never been faithless. And I'm asking this question genuinely and on purpose to challenge us to have a better spiritual, biblical mindset. And it's very simple. Have we considered the miracles that God has done in our lives? Have we considered the miracles that Jesus has brought into our lives? And do we retain that knowledge, or are we more like the children of Israel and forget and do the "what have you done for me lately" job? Israel did that, but don't be overly harsh on Israel. The disciples did that. Jesus would do something marvelous, and what would they do? Duh. And it's like the next sentence, you're like, didn't he just walk across the water there? Didn't he just do this and just do this? And now you're just like, how are we going to handle this smaller thing? I think that is an issue for us, that we need to retain the miracles that the Lord has done in our lives. So there's a reason that there's memorials. There's a reason that there is wisdom in jotting things down. If you look at between Genesis and Revelation, there's a lot of recordings in regards to the great things God has done. Why? So that we will retain that. But what about those great things God has done for us? That's my challenge. You getting me? All right. So I hope that helps. It helps for me to get it out. So we got 2 minutes left. Was somebody else ordering at Domino's? Okay, Jacob or Yaku? Was that Bobby again? Oh no! All right, you ready for the answer? Should I give the answer, or should we let go? A little bit longer. You'll be amazed. There are 1,139 references to this person. Now, somebody's going to, what's going to happen? Somebody is going to go, that's not right. Okay, it's the best that I have from all the material I have. I can only go so far with the software. That's all I can say. All right, you're going to take a short break and come back, talk a little bit more about Easter. You're listening to the David Spoon Experience right here on KAAM 770, the Christian station here in Texas. Short break, we'll be back.
It's time to bless it. What? We need to bless the roof. You used the Blessed Roofing Company, didn't you? Tell me you worked with John at the Blessed Roofing Company. Two things. One, it's in the name, the Blessed Roofing Company. Two, it's in the number, 469 Blessed. That's 469-253-7732.
But anyone can put up a roof, can't they?
Can they? Oy vey. You want to walk underneath the roof that hasn't been blessed?
You first.
You need to talk with John at the Blessed Roofing Company. Whether it's roof repairs, a new roof, or inspections, call him at 469-BLESSED. Or go to theblessedroofingcompany.com. With the Blessed Roofing Company, you got it covered. Get it? Good.
Because reliability starts at the top.
What is the David Spoon Experience?
The Lord is good to me, and so I thank the Lord for giving me the things I need. The sun and rain and an apple seed, yes, He's been good to me.
Doesn't he know there's a lot of cholesterol in lard? I'm losing it here. What? The lard? What is that guy? Where is he from?
The David Spoon Experience. Are you sitting there at home on your computer, or maybe driving along in your car just listening to the radio? Is that app for this station working for you? Don't you wish you could reach people for your business? Introducing the Commercial Whammy. All you need to do is call KAAM at 972-445-1700 and ask for David Spoon. Or send him an email at davidSpoonmedia@gmail.com. And bam! You've got your own commercial whammy.
But Jameer, are you there with us?
Yeah.
Okay, do you think you have an answer on how many days between the resurrection of Jesus Christ and the ascension?
Is it 40 days?
That is correct, sir. You are a winner. Very nice. Did you have to look it up, Jameer? Did you know?
The funny thing is, I was reading this book, The Purpose-Driven Life by Rick Warren, and then it was just talking about how God transformed a lot of people's lives in 40 days, and that happened to be one of the things that he was speaking about. So that was funny. I had just read that today too.
Wow, great timing.
It taught me something. Too. So it's funny how you just talked about it on the radio show. So I just had to call in, and I was listening to it.
So the trivia question actually had a meaning for you.
It did. And now that just pushes me to like be more into also my Bible, because if I was like, I should have known that, you know what I'm saying? So, but you know, that's always something. I thank you for at least having that question, because there's a lot of people who didn't know that, you know, so you're still teaching a lot of people. So thank you.
The David Spoon Experience, weekdays at 2 on 770 KAAM.
Welcome back to the David Spoon Experience. Thank you for joining us here at KAAM 770, the Christian station here in Texas. Quick reminder, if you want to reach this show, Facebook is a good way to make company. You can always call the show, by the way, I should say. 972-445-0770. I probably should say that. What I've been saying is you could reach the show, and then I'm giving them Facebook stuff. I need help. Does that mean somebody called? Does that mean I need to pick up the phone? I will pick up the phone. I will now push the button. Here we go. Hello, Dave's. I'm doing good, Samson. How you doing? Well, do you have an answer for us on the question on the names? Correct, sir. You are a winner. Ding, 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 ding. That is correct. So here's the thing. This will be verifiable, and I just did a double check just to make sure. So Jesus Christ is mentioned roughly over 1,500 times. David is mentioned a little over 1,000 to 1,100, depending on the version. And then the third person most mentioned is Moses. So very good. Very good, sir. Thank you, sir. Excellent job. You are now, I'm assuming you're going to listen for next week, because we're going to start giving away prizes that are going to go with these trivia questions. So it's going to get better. Now you get a thank you, and pretty soon you might get a $20 gift certificate. All right, there you go. Good job, sir. Thank you. Okay, excellent job. All right. That is correct. It is my name. He was right. There you go. So we had different people calling. That's nice. We're getting it rolling here, piece by piece. We're going to do a little bit on the it's Easter weekend. And by the way, today is the official 1 month of the show. The show started on March 19th. This is April 19th. And for those that are wondering, how did you make it? I put 2 eggs in a bowl. Oh, I'm sorry. How did I make it? Oh, okay. So see, 2 eggs in a bowl, and you whip it up with cinnamon. Okay. That's right. I think it's funny. That's all that counts. As my wife says, you're your own best audience and my worst critic. So I do want to mention one thing, and then we're going to get into some of these other teachings. Excellent job, by the way, on that. That's a tough question. Who's mentioned second most? That's a very, very tough question. Because in the scriptures, there's somewhere between 732,000 and 778,000 words in the Bible, depending on which version you're using. One actually has 50,000 words less. Okay. Let us get ready to talk quickly about this one element I want to talk about, which is destroying people's fears, which is really important. We're going to get into that. I do want to say something, though. The other day I was watching some ridiculous tube, or the television with my wife, and we were real select. We didn't used to be as select, but now things are just getting worse. So we will watch the Green Acres because it makes more sense to us, or something like that. But we still watch some of the newer shows, and don't freak out. You know, some people we're not into the murder, as much of the murder shows or the mysteries of it, because for me, it's just like one, my wife won't watch it with me because I always guess in the first 3 minutes. Okay. And I'm not going to say I'm right a lot, but I'm right enough where she doesn't want to watch them anymore. So that's good. And then 2, there's always a darkness. If you just watch one bad thing after another, it's like, oh, like who needs that? I don't need it. So we watch comedies. I don't like to, do any kind of thing. I like to watch comedies, but I'm very aware of every time I watch a comedy, no matter what it is, that the writers are very skewed. And so there's a couple of popular shows out, a little bit legalistic on some of the church's part. People are familiar with the Big Bang Theory. I've watched that from time to time, so I don't think that's that bad a show, but that's not what bugs me. What bugs me is they'll say something as though it's matter of fact, and it's not. They do a bad portrayal of the character's mother, making her seem like an idiot, although she's the one that always seems to come to the rescue, which tells you a lot right there. But they... That's a good play right there. Here's the thing. The thing is, whatever you watch, whatever you're going to allow into the left and right ear, into your hemisphere, if it's acceptable to you and the Lord hasn't told you no, that's one thing. But don't take that material as truth. Okay? That's entertainment. They're not there to support your Christian faith unless you're watching a Christian television show. So be aware of that. Okay, I highly recommend people that like movies to watch Pure Flix. I've had David A.R. White on my show a number of times. He's the person that helped produce God Is Not Dead 1, God Is Not Dead 2. There's God Is Not Dead 3 coming out. They've got hundreds of Christian films, and that stuff's great. But if you're going to watch regular TV, I'm not getting judged by me, but don't take what they say as truth. So sometimes Sheldon will get on there and say something about, Christmas or Easter, and he makes some kind of ridiculous historical equation that only a secularist would make. It's like, no, that's where the real wackadoodle is. Get that? That's it. Where did you get that clip? Oh, that was hilarious. Okay, Hebrews. No, that's not the coffee Jesus prefers. Okay, fine, it is. Hebrews chapter 2, verse 14 through 15. Since the children have flesh and blood, he too shared in their humanity, so that by his death he might break the power of him who holds the power of death, that is, the devil, and free those who all their lives were held in slavery by their fear of death. For centuries, the number one fear of mankind was death. In the last several hundred years, the number one fear of mankind is, ready? Speaking in front of an audience. Now you think, now how can that be? Because Jesus broke the power of the fear of death through his resurrection. How's that? That's pretty good right there. If you just think about that, it's like, what? So here's what the passage says. I want you to listen, okay? Because people are afraid to die. All right? Got it. Not something that